Ahoy hoy, it's your boy Hawker back with another video, this time taking a look at the Astralis Heroic matchup and seeing what we can expect from this game that's going down later today. Astralis vs Heroic is going down at DreamHack Full today at 7 PM, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but I am casting at this tournament, and if I were you, I'd keep my ears open. You might hear a familiar voice on this one. These two teams have played each other a couple of times recently, and we might be witnessing the start of a potential rivalry between them for the best team in Denmark. So I figured I'd take a look at the last time these two teams played and break down a few things to watch out for in their upcoming matchup. I'm mainly going to be focusing on Vertigo because I think this is the map that's most likely to come up, probably being picked by Heroic. And the first takeaway is that Heroic's CT aggression was largely unsuccessful in this previous matchup. In the pistol round, they tried to go for a full-on mid flank, which completely failed and was easily snuffed out by Astralis. There was also this moment in round 9 where Heroic tried to set up some solo ramp aggression with some nades, which was also caught out. Then towards the end of the half, Borup tried to get aggressive towards B, and he ended up losing a fight and giving up the man advantage. And then finally, there was another round where Heroic tried to push through mid and got caught out, although in this one, at least Nico was able to push all the way through B and get his team into a 4v4, which wasn't too bad for Heroic, and this one did actually lead to a round win. Still though, for the most part, Heroic's aggression was not successful for them on their CT side of Vertigo, so they're either going to have to rein it in a little bit and play more passive, or they're going to have to find different approaches and different ways to go aggressive if they want to catch Astralis off guard. The second takeaway is that in the gun rounds where Heroic were tested on the A bomb site, they were actually pretty damn good at defending it. This either came from playing passively and then having good nades for the retake, like in this round where this flashbang helps them so much to be able to turn it into a 3v1, or they would have good lineups to be able to deny the bomb plant through the smoke, and then the confidence to fight for the site together. And this is the main thing you need when defending this A site. You all need to have the same mentality as to whether you're playing passively for retake or whether you're going to be actually fighting for the site. And this was really well worked together. And if that wasn't aggressive enough for you, then why not have Nico push all the way through short, get the first kill, and then find 2 more players in the back. This is the sort of confidence I want to see come out from Heroic. The third takeaway is that the majority of Astralis' T-side success came through exploiting mid and B. This oftentimes would come from Astralis pressuring the A site early in the round, making Heroic think they have to be aware of the A push, and then starting to go all the way back towards B, where they knew it was fairly likely there'd only be 1 or a maximum of maybe 2 Heroic players. In this specific round, Astralis forced Stown to smoke himself off at sandbags, so they know that Stown can't get info, he just has to sit in that smoke behind sandbags, and that means they can much more easily walk back to B, safe in the knowledge that those A players don't have any information, and once they go for the fast contact push onto the site, and they get onto the site this quickly, it's basically game over. This was an adaptation from Astralis that largely came later into the game, although there was even this example in round 5 where Astralis turn it into a 3v3, then go back to B and are able to get onto the bomb site pretty easily. The only difference this time is that in that previous round, Astralis had plenty of nades to help them lock down the bomb site, while in this one they only had the 1 Molotov. So Heroic were able to work together and win this retake. But this was still an example of Astralis getting onto a bomb site and putting themselves in a very winnable position. In fact, if you look at this 1v1 at the end here, this is probably around the S-Attack would have wanted back. This is probably around the S-Attack will have thought he should have won, and I'm not going to comment on recent rumors or anything, but I reckon Zipex might have won that one, if you know what I mean. Astralis only won 6 rounds total on the T side, and I'm about to speedrun 3 of them, which came from this mid and B exploitation. First one here, Borup gets caught on the B push, and Glaive is able to get this great timing window through mid. Easy kills for Astralis, easy round on the board. Next one came in round 14. This one was way more scrappy. Honestly, this round was all over the place. It doesn't help that Auto Director is sucking here, but you see the B play come through, and you see S-Attack get more important kills on mid, and another easy B site take. And then finally, round 15, we get into a 4v4 after the early ramp exchange, after a bit of A pressure. Then we get to see the B exec, but there's one man waiting at mid who gets another 3 kill, and Astralis are able to turn this into their 6th T round. So this is definitely something that Heroic need to look at, and something that Astralis could definitely think about trying to exploit again into this next matchup. Switching over to the second half, other than the pistol round and the 2 follow-up rounds that Heroic won, the only gun round they were able to win came in round 19 with an A-sided execute. And honestly, I personally think this comes more back to Astralis looking sloppy on the B defense and not really knowing whether they want to fight for the site or whether they want to just play passively, which is something I talked about earlier. Other than that 1 round win for Heroic though, every single gun round went the way of Astralis, and a big part of this was just how often they were winning the opening fights and getting themselves into a clean 5v4 advantage. Time to show them all. Y'all ready for this? Round 20, Dupree, AWP pick B, very early into the round. Round 24, device pick A, instantly, very early in the round again. Round 26, Magix gets a 1v1 fight at mid, clean 5v4 advantage again early in the round. Round 27, Glaive gets flashed in for a B pick, this time later in the round, but still a 5v4 advantage and lots of info. And finally, round 29, another clean AWP pick from Dupree and a sad Heroic who rush mid and all die to Glaive. The main problem Heroic had here was not just losing the fights, but losing them so early in the round and never getting trades, always seeming to be in these 5v4 deficits. Although I will give them some credit, a lot of these came later into the game where I imagine Heroic was starting to panic and potentially starting to tilt. But still, certainly not a good look, and I wouldn't be surprised if Heroic maybe try and run some more set strats on their T side of Vertigo next time out. Speaking of tilt, I think this is the round that really marked the turning point of this game. Heroic got 2 clean entries onto the A site. This should be a slam dunk. This should be a round win almost every time, and Astralis stall them out with nades. They are able to just about deny the bomb plant, steal away a round win, and this is the kind of round that classic Astralis are notorious for somehow stealing away and somehow coming back in. So this is another thing that Heroic need to be aware of, is the mental side of their game and making sure they stay strong mentally and stay in the matchup. Focused a lot on Vertigo, so hopefully that map gets picked, but just in case it doesn't, here's one last takeaway. If Heroic were to run a restaurant, I think their specialty dish would be these 5-man stacks they sometimes run on their CT side. I made a video of one of these rounds that Heroic ran on Train a while ago, and when they have bonus rounds like this and a lot of money early in the half, they will like to go for these 5-man stacks sometimes to try and completely catch their opponents off guard. The idea here is either to fully stack a site and completely catch your opponents out and get an easy round win, or potentially if the other site is lost, you have options. You can maybe try and limit the T side economy, which hasn't been established at this point. You can focus on your own economy, which is already good. And we've seen a lot of games come down to which team can really manage that CT economy the best. So I love that Heroic are trying out some of these 5-man stacks. I absolutely think there's a place for this in the modern day and age. And I would love for one of these stacks to work, because it would just be hilarious. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. Thank you guys for watching. I had to rush this video together a little quicker than I would have liked because the game is coming up soon. But if you think this is a good idea, let me know and I might try and do more of these in the future. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Or maybe live casting this game. Ooh.